Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're happy to have you again for our webinar. This week, we are excited to talk about driving traffic to your website and creating engagement. So we will get started and just to let you know, if anybody has any questions or comments during the webinar, you can post them into the chat and we will stop periodically, as well as we'll have more time at the end of the webinar to answer questions about any topic you'd like, actually. Well, great. And also, we will be posting a recording of the webinar to our blog on eDirectory.com within 24 hours of the webinar. So if you want to go back to a review or forward the webinar, you can find it there on the website. And with us today, just some introductions. I'm James. I'm the founder of the company. And with us, we have Gabriel and Larissa from our marketing team. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Hi,
James. Hi, everybody.
thanks for joining, everyone.
And we have some upcoming webinars. We run these every other Wednesday. So on March 5th, we're going to talk about optimizing your directory with these SEO tools. That should be a good one. And also on the 19th, mastering the eDirectory visual editor for customizing the website. And you can sign up for those on edirectory.com/webinars. And just for anybody new here, just a little quick background on eDirectory. This is the product that we sell. It is an online platform to create directory-style websites, listing-style websites. It's used for all sorts of industries and purposes, online local guides, vendor directories, niche B2B directories, anything you can imagine. The fields are customizable, the layout's customizable. You can change the site without doing coding through the site manager area. We have native iPhone and Android apps that connect to the same database, and they are updated in real time. And it's SEO optimized, and source code is available. So visit edirectory.com to schedule a private demo and talk to an account exec about your specific needs and whether it may be a good fit for what you're doing. And with that, I'll turn it over to Gabriel, and he's going to lead us into today's topic. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you, James. Hello, everybody. I'm Gabriel. I'm part of the marketing team here at eDirectory. Just would like to present the topics that we are going to talk about and discuss a little bit in today's webinar. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about strategies to drive traffic to your website. So that will cross around strategies for local SEO, user-generated content, creating hyper-targeted content, paid ads, engaging on social media, email marketing campaigns, free resources, and your competitors. So let's get to it. So first of all, just to clarify, if you are not familiar with SEO and what that means, so we are going to talk about a few specifics, a few terms. For example, what is a backlink and why this works for SEO? So we will have a more in-depth SEO related focus topic on our next webinar. But for today, just to give you a brief getting to know a few terms so you can, get on board with everybody. So a backlink is a link that will link from your website to another or from another website to yours. So basically, the way that search engines work for the past decades, one of the most important things that you could have is a reliable, a trusty, with good authority backlink back to your website. So these are not easy to get. But with some work and some, dedication, you can actually try to connect with other blogs and other websites and drive more traffic to your website using backlinks. So how does that work? For example, let's say if you have a very good, a trusty website, such as a news portal or something big as that sometimes they will have some kind of blog or article that could be related to your website, or let's say that you have some kind of news segment on your niche, and then you have a link from their website, a link into yours. That will count as a very good backlink with very healthy and with good authority. So Google will understand that, oh, so this domain, let's say your website, is valuable because it's being quoted by a bigger, with more authority domain, such as a news portal, for example. So the more quality backlinks you have linking back to your directory, more quality traffic you will get. And Google will understand, Google and Bing and other search engines, they will understand that your website has valuable information that is important to someone searching for a query or search term on any specific term. And another term that we're going to use a lot are long tail keywords. So what is a keyword? A keyword is nothing more than a search query that you type in your Google or your Bing search bar. So let's say here we have an example from head tail keywords, which will be the shorter version, to a long tail keywords. What is the benefit of the long tail keywords? So usually you need, for example, 3 or 4 words in the same sentence. For example, why are tomato plants turning yellow? So that is a long tail keyword that will have, of course, less traffic with less average monthly searches, but the conversion rate will be higher because you have someone looking specifically for that information. So if you have, for example, an article or a listing or that will solve a user's question on your website, is very likely that you will convert that user. Okay, that the opposite goes for a head tail keyword, which is the shorter version. For example, tomato plant. So that you have a lot of average monthly searches, but you don't understand what is the intent of the search here. So you don't know if the person is looking to buy, for example, tomato plant seeds, or if they want to treat some kind of plague, or I don't know. See, there's no specification or intent in using such keywords. So the search volume will be higher, of course, but the conversion will be lower. So you always have to have, for example, some kind of balance between using the head tail keywords and the long tail keywords. So you have that in mind. So the longer your long tail keyword will be, less average searches and less traffic it could generate, but it will generate more qualified traffic and therefore more conversions. Okay. And when we talk about driving traffic for directory type of websites, usually we start talking about local SEO strategies for local businesses, websites. Usually there is our clients usually have, for example, a very niche specific industries or services that they sell or that they're promoting, and usually inside one city, one neighborhood, or one state. So that's why we use local SEO strategies. That is crucial for directories like that. So it helps businesses in your area to find you when they search for relevant services. Okay, so one strategy to use for that would be, for example, use location-specific keywords. That means incorporate keywords like, for example, restaurants in Miami, or Japanese restaurants in Miami, or Cuban restaurants in the Brickell area, for example. You could use that to your advantage, because when someone's searching for that on Google, the page title, the meta description, and the content, they all combine together to deliver that specific listing for the user making that search. Okay, so search engines, they will understand that your geographic focus, and they will offer your website because you are using these local SEO and these local specific keywords. Okay, so invest on that. I will show you an example later on our Miami directory here. Next one would be to build local backlinks. So let's say if you work in a city within the limits of your city, of your village, something like that, you can partner up with local influencers, blogs, news sites, chamber of commerce to earn backlinks. So you can exchange, for example, you can create a list of related businesses that are on your niche, on your target audience. And then you can go, hey, would you like to exchange, for example, to write an article for me? And then we can exchange links to my website and to your website. And then you start creating this system of backlinks to your target audience inside the same location. So of course, we're talking about local strategies here. So that resonates on mutual benefit, okay, for you and also for the influencer or the other businesses, news segments, blogs, whatever, that are working on the same city as you, okay? And the last one, this one is a little bit more technical. So, but I think it's worth explaining. What is the structured data or the schema markup? So in a nutshell, this is a technical but a powerful way to enhance your website visibility. So the way structured data works is that it helps search engines to display snippets, for example, like businesses, addresses, ratings, for example, star ratings, reviews, contact information directly in the search results. So, you know, when you type on Google, you're typing there and you search for something, and then Google gives you, for example, oh, so this Japanese restaurant has these many stars. Some of their most famous dishes are like this one, and the location is here. So the schema markup and the structured data helps your website to show up on Google in a more structured way, okay? Basically, for example, eDirectory, it is built inside eDirectory. We use the schema markup to highlight local businesses and listings and classifieds. So that means that our website will feed Google with the correct fields, for example, average pricing, location, contact number, social media, reviews, etc. And then Google will understand that once your sponsor, for example, fills up all of those fields with information, Google will understand and will display that correctly to the user. Okay, so that comes out of the box with eDirectory, but I think it's worth mentioning. So, for example, here on the screen, that's what I mean. You see that this is a code block of code here. And then we have here. So if you're curious, you can go to schema.org and you can visit, for example, here we have, for example, the name of the business, the URL, the type, some fields, for example, the postcode, street address, description, the logo, and all of this information will be displayed on Google, so they will understand what kind of service you were talking about. So the next topic would be user-generated content, or UGC for shorts. So UGC is a powerful way to build trust and engagement, and here's how you can leverage it. So first of all, you have to have in mind that your sponsors, the people that are paying to be on your website, they are not that tech savvy. They don't know what they're doing. So you will have, as a site owner, you will have to encourage them to get reviews, get photos. We have a plugin for reviews on eDirectory that is very comprehensive. It works similar to what Yelp does. So for example, if someone leaves a review on a listing, on a restaurant or a service, they can give you stars, they can write something, they can upload a photo, and then the listing owner can reply back if they want to, let's say with thank you, or if something didn't go well, they can offer, they can try to talk and work around that situation. So you have to encourage your user base to use that to your advantage. We have an example here, for example. So this is eDirectory works the same way. You can do this on eDirectory. So you have to encourage your sponsors to interact with their user base as well and come up with more user-generated content. Another way you can do that is to create a featured business of the month section, something like that, to highlight local businesses, or not only a business, but a category of businesses on your homepage and promote it on social media. So that will encourage businesses to engage with your platform, share their features with their audience, and interact not only by social media and also to your website. Another fun one is to run contests that you can host contests where users can vote on their favorite businesses. So that will drive engagement, also, of course. So that can generate, for example, if you are working already in social media, you can create a campaign, let's say on Instagram or Facebook, and then if you have an audience there, they can vote using the, for example, Instagram polls or Facebook polls. Then you can tag the businesses with the URL that they use on your website. And then you can drive people from the social media to the website as well, so they can get to know what are the offers, what is the page and images, and I don't know, for example, the services that your businesses are offering. So another tip is you can use a email campaign and social media to remind businesses to contribute with content. So you can make it easy to provide clear instructions and resources. For example, if you have all the emails from your sponsors, you can create a list by category. Let's say you work with, I don't know, like medical clinics, dentists, or like physio, and you can create categories, and then you can create the best of each category, and then you can blast emails to your sponsors saying, hey, we are running a contest here, would you like to take part of it? And then we can update your listing, we can create new images and offer that on social media so people on the user base can vote, and that would generate more traffic going back to your website in the first place. Okay. So yeah, so creating hyper-targeted content. So talking about creating hyper-targeted content, this means tailoring your content to meet specific needs of your audience. So for example, publish blog posts targeting long-tail keywords. So for example, the best coffee shops in Miami or in Salt Lake City, or solar panel companies. This is we noticed that we have many clients that have like the category of solar panels or solar energy, and you can create, of course, like using the city or the state or your neighborhood in the category name or in the listing name. For example, solar panel companies in Los Angeles. So these keywords, they will be long tail keywords that will be less competitive and attract highly targeted traffic. So okay, going back to our explanation of long tail keywords. The link building. So yes, as I explained before, so the link building is to reach out with local bloggers or local websites or other directories to offer you to write guest posts for them about local business trends. This will build some authority and drive referral traffic back to you. I mean, the goal here is, of course, you need to offer a good content that will solve someone's necessity. For example, someone searching for solar companies in Los Angeles, and then you can write something about that and transform that into an article or a blog post, and you can exchange links with the companies that you are mentioning in the article itself. So you have a few companies being mentioned there. You can advise them, hey, I am mentioning your company for free here on my website on this blog post. Would you kindly exchange a link for me with my website link to your company's website? So you can generate some link building there and drive more traffic to your website. And of course, you can partner up with local influencers. We live in social media. Everybody's making videos about services and about the restaurants that they went and about the amusement parks that they are taking their kids. So yes, make sure you are taking advantage of that. Invite influencers to get to know your website. You know, if you have a little bit of cash, you can pay them, of course, to make like a promo ad for you. And make sure that you choose someone that is kind of similar to your niche and that has some, that can resonate with the same audience that you work with. Okay. So yeah, so hyper-targeted content, it not only drives traffic, but also positions your online directory as a go-to resource for local information. So it goes back to the curation. So you're offering super targeted content for a specific audience, and you are counting on different websites and influencers or blogs to help you to do that. And of course, you can run paid ads. By that, I mean using, for example, the Google ads or the Facebook and Instagram ads to target specific, once again, talking about local SEO. So you can talk about local businesses in your area. So again, let's say I work only in the Miami area. So I will search for keywords and I will create ads that will target only this area. So I will use geo-targeting and local keywords to reach users within a specific radius of the city that I want to work with. Of course, so this running paid ads, you have to be really aware of that because you need to check frequently, weekly, so you don't spend all your money on that. Okay, we have by per experience that Google and Facebook ads, they of course they will show your brand to a lot of people, but that's also a very easy way to lose money, and it's really hard to gain it back. So use it wisely. I would recommend to start pretty low, just to feel the water and see how it goes. And then you can, if you see some conversions, that's the goal here. If you see leads coming in, if you see people registering on your website, attracting more sponsors, that's when you are on the right path. Okay. So of course, that will help you to drive traffic to your website again. Any comments on this part, James, or anything?
Yeah, I think with the paid ads, it's a good idea because it brings in traffic. But yeah, you do have to just control, and it's often a little bit tough to set a budget and then expect that you're going to get subscription signups to match that budget. But what it is really good at is sort of driving traffic to the site and raising your overall stats and promoting individual businesses and making them show return. So it should maybe be seen as sort of a general brand advertising instead of a specific return for a specific sign up or something along those lines. Just need to be a little bit
Right.
careful about it. Start with a low
Yes.
budget and you can see how it goes. And there are other channels besides Google that have cheaper ads as well.
That's right. That's right. And if you have more experience on that, you can also use a strategy called retargeting users. That means that once someone has visited your website, and if they didn't convert, let's say they didn't follow your submission form, they will be constantly exposed to your ads again until they become until they submit and convert inside your websites. Okay, so just have that in mind. The next one, this one is talking about social media. I think this would be the hardest one, but also one of the is the best to create a community, an audience of people following your website and what you have to offer. So talking about social media, of course, is a powerful tool to drive traffic and engagement. And so here's how you can make the most of it. So share user-generated content, post photos, reviews, videos, and recommendations from your directory. So you need to be very active here, especially on video content. So make sure to highlight the deals that you have, the classifieds, the best listings. You can talk to your sponsors if they want to be featured, let's say on your social media, and then you can make like a dedicated post for them and charge a little bit more for that. Make sure that you have a smartphone capable of creating good videos, short, engaging videos on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok that can showcase our local businesses and trends. So this is a big one as well. So post your local businesses highlights, like you can share success stories, tips, updates on your website and on your offers, what you are doing, so you can keep your audience engaged. And of course, and the best thing about this is that you can use, once you can have like a big audience, these people will follow you. They would like to know what is going on, what are the offers that you have, the deals, and you can use that as a top of the funnel tool. What I mean by that is you can literally drive people from your social media by attracting them and then driving them back to your website. So let's say you are marketing to get new sponsors or just to get more users, more visibility, and more traffic. So you can actually create dedicated links, landing pages on your eDirectory website. Use that to promote, for example, deals, special deals, or some kind of promo on a business. You can post that on your Instagram stories, on your TikTok with a link. And if people click that link, they will be redirected to your website where they can claim an offer, for example, or claim a deal. So that's another way to drive traffic to your website. Okay, so just remember that with social media, nothing is easy. Consistency is key. Post regularly, interact with your audience to build a loyal following, and they will keep following you. Okay. And so for the email strategies, this is a big one as well. So email has been there, I don't know, since the beginning of the internet, and we are still using promo emails because they just work. So if you have already sponsors registered to your directory website, you will have their emails. So that's a pretty valuable asset that you have. Okay. So because you already have the emails of people who are converted, so they are your clients already. So that's, I mean, that's the gold here. So you can keep offering them new ad methods. You can drive more revenue. You can weekly or monthly send newsletters to them, feature new businesses, trending categories, local events, new promos that you are offering. You can offer exclusive discounts, encourage businesses to upgrade their listings for a better plan, and providing more value. So once again, another tip is so you can use a segmentation to send personalized emails based on user interests and behaviors. So let's say if you have a website with, I don't know, 20 different categories, you can send 20 different emails to these to the clients of those categories with different speech, with a more targeted audience, type of text, type of imagery and stuff like that. So yeah, you can keep your audience engaged and keep them coming back to your website, And another strategy that we make that we do on our website is to offer downloadable content. And by that, I mean, you probably have seen that before. Someone is offering an ebook or some kind of guide or a spreadsheet that will help your users on a pain that they might have, right? So offering free resources is a great way to attract leads. So for example, you can create a downloadable resource like for example, a local business marketing checklist or a guide to local SEO on your website, where you can offer a PDF file or spreadsheet, something like that. And you do that in exchange of having someone submit their email to you. So you offer something and then you get back with a name and an email. And if that's a new user, you just got a lead that you could sell something from your website, and also you drove more traffic already. And then you have to promote these resources. So share them on your website, on social media. If you want to, you can create a landing page on eDirectory. You can create a custom page to offer that downloadable content. And then you can use that on your, let's say, Facebook campaign or Google Ads campaign. So you can use that page, that landing page that you created to spread on the internet, and then you can start collecting leads that you didn't have before, and it can show your ads and your landing page to an audience that you didn't have before as well. So yes, and once you make that good content, it will position your directory as an authority and build trust with your audience as well. So that's a good strategy that's been around and still works. If you want to check out, for example, you can go to our website here, eDirectory.com/directory resources, sample media kit, and you will be able to download templates, for example, for the editor's choice, editor's review award, badges, QR code, stickers. For example, this one, the QR code is a pretty good one to get reviews. So remember that we talked about before the review generation, the user generated content. You can offer a download like this, so your sponsors can get a sticker, put on their door, put on their window, and say, hey, would you review us on our directory here? And then someone can, a user or a client can review them directly into your directory website on the listing page of your sponsor. Okay, so you're driving not only traffic, but also trying to create some more user-generated content here. So that's a pretty good strategy to drive traffic.
And Gabriel, one thing I wanted to add here, with this content marketing, is that the quality of it is really important. Probably the most critical thing is the resources that you offer. They really need to be great quality where people are going to learn from them with that, and that they'll forward them to other people. You'll find you'll get a lot more success with higher quality resources that you're offering.
That is right. Yes, for sure. The higher quality you offer, for not only for text, but for images and the design, the aspect of that. When you see it and you like it, that's more, it will give the sense of more value to your clients as well. And the last one, the last topic would be to, keep an eye on your competition. On the front side of it, you can check their website, their Instagram profile, their Facebook page, how they interact with the audience, and then you can get lessons from it, what they're doing good that you could implement yourself. On the front, for example, how they handle reviews, how they ask for, you can, for example, take an email that you don't use very often, go to their website, submit a form to get to their newsletter and see how they make their newsletter, or what is the frequency that they send email to you, and go to their Instagram page and see the design, how do they use the different tools on social media. And I have an image here. So that's from on the front end. Let's say on the back end, you can use a tool called SEMrush. So that it will have, for example, here I am doing some research. Let's say that my website is Amazon.com. And if I go to SEMrush, I register my domain, and I can check, for example, my competitors here. And it will give me like not only the competitors' websites here, the common keywords that I have with them. And also visually, you can see, for example, hey, I'm here. So I have, for example, the number of keywords and the traffic against my competition. Okay, so yes, I'm the biggest one in the market, so I'm doing pretty well. While the other, so I am way ahead of my competition here. So that's a cool way to see how do you compare with your competitors using this tool. So it's very visual, where you can have, okay, so I have, let's say this guy here is my biggest competition, because how SEMrush knows that is because we share the most common keywords in between us. So that's why we are battling for users that are searching for the same keywords. So it's me against these guys here. Okay, so I think that is another valuable tip here. So focus on get to know your competition on the front side, on how they appear on the web, and also on the back side as well. Okay. And I think the presentation is done, but I would like just to show you guys what I mean. So this is our demo website here, right? So we have a local website dedicated to Miami. So I created my local SEO is to drive traffic for Miami related content. Okay. So for example, I created this listing here. So the Hoshino Japanese restaurant in Miami. So I am using the local keyword here. Also on the short description, on the long description, at the address as well. So I am making sure that Google will recognize this listing. If someone is looking for a Japanese restaurant in Miami, I want this listing to appear on the user's search. So that's what I'm talking about a little bit more, on using the city or the village or the state where your listings are targeted. Okay, and this is a good strategy that you can do. For example, book top hotels in Miami. So I created this featured section here just with offerings on hotels. I have another one, for example, for car rental in Miami. I could, of course, for example, write everything here with location-based keywords in Miami, or let's say in the Brickell or in the Cuban neighborhood as well. It depends on the strategy that you are following. The articles as well. So I have, for example, here, 10 ways to promote your local business online in Miami. How to maximize your visibility in Miami with online directory listings. So I'm trying to go as local as I can with my content in order to generate more traffic by appearing on the searches on Google, or if people are looking for some business in Miami, I want my website to be at least on the first page of Google. Okay. And I think it's time for questions. So let's
Well,
open it
great.
up.
Yeah, thanks, Gabriel. Yeah, let's open it up to questions. I know we had a number of them already pop into the chat, and it looks like Larissa did a great job answering them all. So thanks. If anybody has any more questions, please go ahead, drop them into the online chat, and we'll pick them up as they come in here. Great. It would be awesome if you guys built a plugin for best of city campaigns where we can create ballots, categories, nominate businesses. Yes, that's actually something that we have thought of, and I believe it's actually on our roadmap to create some widgets around doing those type of things. So you'll see that coming out in the future. Yeah, I don't have an exact timeline right now, but hopefully sooner rather than later on that. So thanks a lot, Brandy, for that comment. We had a couple other questions that came in before. From Kim was wondering what the link was to the SEM Rush, and Larissa posted it into the chat, which is just semrush.com. And let's see if there was anything else in there. Any more questions? I think we pretty much covered everything else. Oh, we had a question from Warren. Many businesses have moved away from Facebook. Can we put an Instagram feed in the side in its place? I know originally there was some restriction on the Instagram API to allow the embedding. Do you know if that's been lifted or if that's still the issue with embedding Instagram?
That's still the problem. It was an instability, like sometimes it would work and sometimes not. So this is why we don't have it right now. But
Okay.
we are
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah, so we'll check on that. It was something on Meta's side where the API access to be able to load the data on the website wasn't just wasn't functional. And so that was the issue there. Well, let's make a note and we'll follow up on that because I think he's right where people have moved on to Instagram for that. Next question. A question from Charlene on bots. We're getting a lot of bots registering on our site. How can we stop this? Charlene, I think there may be some things that we can do. Maybe we need to check that. We'll put in a ticket for that. There's some stuff we can do on the geo blocking as well as on the hosting side, I think, to sort of restrict it down. The other thing just to keep in mind is, these days there's all this rage around the AI stuff, and there's all these bots going out there just sort of searching for data and bring it in. So there's a lot more activity from that. But I think there are some things we can do on the hosting side, Charlene. So we'll put in a ticket for that and get back to you. Next question from Brandy. Do you still recommend Octoparse? Or with advancement in AI, do you have other recommendations for scraping? Yeah, we're studying actually the AI. There's just been so many things happening all the time with these new engines coming out. Grok 3 from Facebook came out yesterday, just a whole bunch of different things, and they can actually pull together some of this data for you. The question is about doing it in scale. And really what it is these AIs are essentially an interface on the internet where they're basically searching the internet, pulling it into their thing, and then giving it to you. And so the parsing, that octoparse and that actually goes out to some of the original sources. There will maybe we should check that. I guess we should note that and just see what we can do from an AI standpoint in terms of building data sets. But it certainly is very, very helpful for putting those data sets together for you. So we'll note that and in the future we'll have some updates on what we can do around that either through a webinar or a blog post. Next question from Joella. How can I integrate a chatbot on the site? So the chatbot would be integrated by just putting in the snippet of code somewhere, depending on which bot you're going to use. And I don't know if we have a KB entry on that. I think we probably do.
Yes, we have.
If we do, okay.
We have,
So
yes.
we'll either reach out to you if we can find it real quick, we'll drop it in, but otherwise we'll reach out to Joella and send you a link to that, or a support team can help you with that. But basically it's just like putting a snippet of code on the site. Next comment from Charlene James. I'd like to work with you and your team regarding building the deals section so that the admin can really connect with local businesses and eventually have a digital card that can be presented at the business in person for discounts. Charlene, that's great. Actually, we see this as one of our focus areas going forward. Is just making these deals happen on a local niche basis. So that's certainly something we're interested in. We're actually looking a lot around. Years ago we actually had a system that was like a separate whole QR code based mobile app platform. And at the time, it just didn't really work for people. But I think these QR codes are actually a really great way to sort of run and control discounts. And so we're looking at how to do that. And certainly we'll reach out to you to get your feedback on how that ought to work, so the local businesses can get control and you can help promote it and et cetera on that. So we'll note that if you can note that there, Larissa. And Larissa just posted the chat integration into the chat there. So that's great. Fantastic. Any more questions? Any more comments? Oh, and we will have a survey after the webinar if you
Yes.
can give us some feedback. I don't know if you guys have noticed that have been here a while. We're trying to make some improvements here. The presentation's looking a little better and we're doing some more work. So we certainly want your feedback in terms of content and what else we can do to make these webinars more useful. Fantastic. Great. The next update on eDirectory. So we have it should be in the announced. We'll have a very small update in the next, I think in the next week or so, and then a bigger update in about a month with more new features. The smaller update is mostly a thing actually to get feedback from you that we're sort of embedding in the site manager. So it's a very small update. And we're probably going to push that out without a big promotion, and then bigger update coming at the end of March with all sorts of good stuff that I'm not quite at liberty to announce yet, but more stuff's coming for sure. Great. Fantastic. So I want to thank everybody for joining us and come back. We'll have another webinar in 2 weeks. And thanks, guys. Great to see everybody. Oh, wait, one
Thank you.
last
Bye
question
bye.
came in.
Oh,
Apps do not recognize subcategories. Will this be changed? I don't know if we got that. Did we get that fixed yet, or we'll check on that. I don't know the status of that one on the subcategories with the apps. I thought we had that resolved already. But we'll follow up with you, Charlene. So appreciate it. Okay, thanks everybody. Have a great day.